I'm Colin. Welcome to episode 6, I think, of Dear Teen. I can never remember these episode numbers. And today we're talking about friends, and I didn't prepare an intro for this at all. So, Nan, why don't you go on ahead?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I'm sorry that we were unable to record last week. Very fitting topic. One of my best friends, my younger brother, passed away. And Tuesday morning, we usually record Tuesday night, so of course we left immediately to go down there. So anyway, this is a very good topic for me today, and I told you God always lets me experience things, not like that, but one or two of my examples in here tonight, He let me experience before we did friendship. So always keeps it fresh on my mind. Well, dear teen, when you were a baby, you had friends. Ones who traded baby bottles with you, ones who perhaps shared a pacifier with you, ones who pushed you down or you pushed down, and then ones who laughed or cried when you did. As a child, you had certain friends, ones who played with you, visited at your house, liked the same games or toys that you liked, ones who fought with you, then fought for you against neighborhood bullies.
Now, us kids, teens, young adults, whatever you want to call us, we still have friends. We still have some friends, and we have some longtime friends. We have real friends, and we have some friends we thought were true friends, but just turned out not to be. So, as usual, we looked up the definition of today's topic in the thesaurus, because I mentioned this nearly every episode now. You cannot trust our dictionary whatsoever. Our version. I don't know what it is, but we just can't. And so the definition of friends, synonyms are companions, cronies, backers, supporters, encouragers, defenders, and confidants. Now Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loves me at all times." And Corinthians 13:4 says, "Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful, proud or rude. It doesn't demand its own way. It's not irritable and keeps no record of being wronged. Love never gives up."
Now that sounds heavy duty. Those are just guidelines. But let's compare and contrast a real friend to a fake friend. I use the word fake for lack of a better word there. There are several things that real friends represent. Real friends, number one, spend time with you. You are important to them and they enjoy your company. You visit on the phone, text, online, at school, and after school. They go places with you, maybe to movies, games, church, camping, fishing, shopping, biking, even four-wheeling. Real friends treat you well. Now we have to know, humans are not perfect. We all have faults and weaknesses, so know that you will have conflict at times with your friends. They will let you down, or you will let them down. They will irritate you. They will hurt your feelings. But for the most part, they will treat you well. They will include you and not leave you out of something. They will compliment you or encourage you rather than calling you negative names or putting you down. They will not be jealous, or if so, it'll be short-lived, and they won't be envious of you. Real friends are loyal. When you mess up or act, I'm going to use the word stupid, I hate that word, but when you act in a way that embarrasses them, they are still your friend. If your hair or clothes look horrible at school today, they're still there.
They'll be sure to point it out, though.
If someone talks about you, they don't join in and gossip about you or bash you. They don't tell secrets or information you've shared with them unless, like they're required. I think we're required if it's a life or death situation. And number 4, real friends will listen to you. When you're talking, they won't be watching television, texting, or looking off into the far distant future. They don't interrupt you all the time. They don't do all the talking. They let you have your time to talk. Okay, let's talk about a few things that about people who are not real friends.
Okay, so we prepared a little bit of a list here, just like with real friends. And by a little bit, I mean a page and a half. Okay. So first off, a real friend would not use you. They want to cheat off you, your schoolwork, and have you do their homework. They often use your money on them a lot, ask you for favors, and
let me tell you this one story about Joel Osteen told about when he was about 16. He and his friend got new cars. Well, they were taking turns carpooling to school. And it worked for about a week. Then after then, the friend had some excuses about why he couldn't drive. Well, finally Joel asked him, when are you going to be able to drive again? He said, "Oh, I can't. I'm worried about the miles I'll be putting on my car."
Well,
Ah, yes. Joel found out he was what we'd call a fake friend, not a real friend.
I would be a little bit more worried about the gas, though. So.
What else about fake friends?
Well, they ignore your boundaries, like going into your closet to get a shirt to wear without you asking. Guys don't really do that now.
Girls do.
Real friends are not fickle. I didn't come up with that word. I love you, Nan.
Well, wait a minute. Fake friends are fickle.
No, fake friends are fickle. Real friends are not. They like you one minute, not the next. They're friends when no one else is around. They're friends in your neighborhood or at church, but outside of that, just not in public. They're fair weather friends. When things are going your way, they make sure it's also going their way. So they will hang around you whenever things are going great for you, just as long as they can capitalize on it. For example, if you've got a decent amount of money, they'll be sure to get in on that just a little bit. Spend a little bit of that money on them. If you make the basketball team, they'll hang around you a lot more. Yeah, but if you're benched or if you quit the team, they will abandon you. Real friends.
No, fake friends.
We've been off for a while, guys. Okay.
Oh.
Fake friends don't listen to what you have to say. They see it as unimportant to them, and they do most of the talking, if not all of it, or they just don't pay attention. It's all about them.
And we're saying try to be nice to everyone, including your fake friends, even your enemies. But don't spend, so many of us do this, don't spend all of your time, energy, and emotions on these fake friends. Invest in real friendships. Have boundaries. And don't betray yourself. You will no doubt have conflicts with your real friends simply because you're human beings and live in imperfection. But work to resolve these conflicts. The friendship is worth it. I have 3 examples, and really age doesn't make any difference here. One, years ago, a good friend and I reached a point that we no longer cared about being around each other. We'd both hurt each other, really not without meaning to. Our personalities were very different. Well, I loved to visit everyone, and she felt that I disrespected her by not focusing on her. Well, I felt, on the other hand, that she was self-centered and didn't want to share me with others. So we parted. Over the years, I found that I missed her very much. So one day I emailed her and said I'd like to renew our friendship. She felt the same way, so we're good friends again. My second friend, and I've had more conflicts than the 3 I'm giving, but these are just three different examples. And this is the one that I mentioned before. This is one that God really let me be tested on. My friend had texted me. Well, because of loud noise where I was and because I was busy, I didn't know it. She thought I had ignored her, which made her feel unimportant. Well, we began a series of misunderstood texts which made matters worse. Our friendship finally stopped for a month or so. And see, as I said, remember, age matters little.
We're all 7-year-olds at heart. The older you get, the younger you get, in all respects.
That is true. Well, we both prayed. And then I went to see her face to face. Because all this texting, as I said, made matters worse. Well, we just decided to put it all behind us, and we're great friends again. Now, my third example, I thought my friend had said something that he didn't say. I had hurt feelings, so I decided it was painful enough that I would just not talk to him again. Well, if I had stayed that way, we'd not be friends. Instead, I confronted him, we discussed it, and I found out that I had not heard correctly. So after working it out, we stayed friends. Y'all, there are so many different ways to resolve conflicts. For me, prayer works the biggest miracles. And here's something important too. Being willing to say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. That's a good way to start. But value your friends enough that you're willing to resolve these conflicts before they damage your friendship. It's worth it. Well, Cole and I want to leave you with some quotes from Apples of Gold. And just think on these things.
A friend who comes to you when... I did this when rehearsing, too. I mispronounced
That's
it and
all right.
messed it up. Okay. So, a friend is one who comes to you when all others leave.
Number 2, love sees through a telescope, not a microscope.
A friend is one who knows all about you and still likes you.
4, I love this one, maybe because I'm an English teacher. Forgiveness is the fragrance the violet sheds on the heel that crushed it.
The only way to have a friend is to be one. I've heard that one from pretty much everybody I know.
Mm-hmm. 6, a friend is a person with whom you dare to be yourself.
The only safe way to destroy an enemy is to make him your friend.
I've thought on that one a lot. Number 8, friendship is to be purchased only by friendship. Not favors, not money, not sex, etc., etc.
Real friends are those who, when you've made a fool of yourself, don't feel that you've done a permanent job.
Thank goodness for that one.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we would all just be sitting in our basements, not wanting to come out, not talking to anybody.
I believe that. 10, politeness is a small price to pay for the goodwill and affection of others.
Well, leaving you with that, we wrap up tonight's episode 6. I don't know why I keep forgetting.
I do too. I have to look when I'm typing this.
Friends, episode 6 of Friends.
And we hope to see you next week. And we think we're going to do honesty. That just came up tonight in our practice.
Yeah, glad we could find one.
Thank you.
Night, guys.